You know, moms sometimes worry about having the talk with their kids, but my next guest says most moms are already teaching kids about sex and may not realize it. Kristen Hodson is a licensed sex therapist. She says opportunities happen every day where you can raise sexually healthy kids. It's always great to have you.
Thanks.
And I love this topic. I love your approach to this topic. Let me ask you this to start things off. Would you say the idea of a birds and bees talk, a sit-down, formal, planned out conversation, is that old-fashioned?
It's a bit more old-fashioned now because this idea that we can get it all done in one conversation and we're just going to give them all of our wisdom and then that's it. What I'm seeing more and more with kids is they have questions all along the whole spectrum, the lifespan. And the number one question moms ask me is, well, when should I start? And I'm like, right now. Whatever the age are, right now. Start.
Like 2, 3, 4?
Yep.
What can you be telling a 3-year-old that will translate to a healthy sexual approach later?
It's all the little subtle conversations that you can have in the way you respond to them, the words you're using, the language, it's all happening.
So let's start on that younger age spectrum, on a younger age side of the street. You say the words we use, that proper verbiage. Now, you therapists have been preaching this for a long time. And I always find myself, now as a mom especially, trying to connect the dots. How does using that proper verbiage, that right anatomy, really make a difference?
So you think about the popular song, Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. We talk about all of our body parts really comfortably and directly, but then when it comes to our private parts or the genitals, we just kind of skip over those or give them these names that are just not even related. And that right there sends a message of, oh, we don't talk about those things. We don't talk about those parts. These are the topics I can talk about. These are the things I can't talk about.
So what's the fine line between, they are called private parts for a reason, that line of respect, right, and decorum, and then that line of wanting them to feel comfortable?
So it's, once you give them the correct names, then you can also teach, and this is how, these are our private parts, and these are our body and our boundaries and the relationships and good touch, bad touch. And there's a lot of research that shows if you will call them by their proper names, you reduce the chances of sexual abuse.
So you're not flinching, you're calling them what they are, but then teaching those proper parameters.
And most of the time it's our own discomfort, not theirs. They don't know it yet. So it's our own discomfort because we're not used to it.
And it's not just their bodies, you say, how moms and adults talk about their own bodies has a huge impact too.
They are listening and watching. So if we are body critical, if we're sending messages, looking in the mirror, pinching our skin in front of them, they internalize that. And that's one of the foundational principles of healthy sexuality is a confidence in your body and a positive self-body image. And so they will listen to what you say. So watch what you say, because that's a part of sexuality.
A mom stepping on a scale every morning, what's your take on that?
You know, I would say don't do it in front of them. They watch that, and then they're going to start looking at their own body. They're going to take their cues from you.
You talk about people coming to you with questions all the time. I can't imagine mom to mom, but when those kids come to you as the mom with a question, what if you don't know the answer or you don't know what to say in that moment?
And I think that's a good question, because a lot of moms are like, oh sure, you're the sex therapist. Of course you can answer all their questions.
No
of course you've got
you.
it. But really it's how you respond. They want to know if it's safe. Can I ask you anything? And so if you don't know anything, it's okay. You can say, great question. I'm so glad you asked. It can take that breath if you're kind of caught off guard to not react and go, okay, I'm going to get right back to you.
Heart can be pounding inside, mouth can be going dry, but they don't have to know it.
Yeah, it's that reaction that can set the tone. And in that second, they will go, I can talk to mom, or oh, I can't.
But we won't lose the trust if we have to say, let me come back to you
on that. Not at all.
Just so we can think through our own process.
Because we do that all the time. Like, how did we get to the moon? Oh, I don't know. Let's go look that up. Okay. We do it all the time.
Okay.
And in this realm, it's no different.
But the key word is safety. They just need to feel safe. That
they
you're
need to know
react
it's okay.
in an okay manner, and they can ask whatever they need to.
Yes.
You do want them to, and you hear this all the time too, and I totally buy this. You want them to come to you at the
You
end of the day.
want to be the go-to, and it starts now. So that's why I say, going back to that 8-year-old, that's great to have them, to give them more information at 8, but be planting these seeds all along the way.
How does the love and affection in the home environment, parent to child, play into their view on healthy sexuality?
Well, just the healthy touch and that love and affection, and this is how we can express our physical love, our emotional and verbal love, and it does show boundaries. Like, I love it. I love to tell parents, if they don't want to give a kiss to grandma, great, let them not give a kiss to grandma, because then they can assert boundaries. Like, this is my body.
So if they're not leaning in for that grandma hug, you're not going to force it, you're not going to push it.
No, and if grandma feels bad, that's okay, because she's the adult. We want our kids to learn, I can say no, this is my body.
Those healthy boundaries. And what about the affection between mom and dad? Is that important too for children to see?
It's a great model. We want to show our kids how much we can affectionately love. If they never see us touch, if they never see us cuddle, if they never see a goodbye kiss, they don't get to see what that looks like.
So even if that smooch brings on the ew,
I love the ooze. Bring on the ooze.
Bring on the ooze.
Yes.
I like that. I like that. Well, kids know when you're uncomfortable. So what's a healthy approach then to this whole topic?
So what we really want to avoid is shame. We don't want to shame them, and so just being able to let them share. Even if we're surprised at the questions, let them share. Let them be a part of these conversations. They're hearing a lot more, and they just want to be able to sort it out.
I sort of just want you on speed dial when this conversation comes up at my house, that's all. Great advice, really helpful and practical solutions too that moms can put into play, so thank you. Where can people get more of your advice?
They can go to thehealinggroup.com.
Great resource there. We'll link you over from our website to the Healing Group website. Great to see you, Kristen.
Thanks.